Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review of Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 5, called It's Not a Sure Thing. And with all these 5 couples, it's not a sure thing. So we're going to start off with the couples waking up for their first morning in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Lindsay and Mark, they talking about goldfish, because I guess she asked him if he wanted some goldfish. Mark's saying, listen, I already had some goldfish last night. She talking about she eats her goldfish with milk. And I'm like, now do you eat the goldfish and then you drink some milk? Or like you put the goldfish in milk like it's cereal and then eat it, Lindsay? Either way, that's nasty. Mark was like, nah, he eats his goldfish dry. And I'm just like the rest of America, Mark. Thank you very much. Lindsay, I feel like she just be saying off the wall shit just to get a reaction from us. Mark, everybody. Lindsay, please. Anywho, so the producer done asked in a confessional or whatnot, did her and Mark consummate the marriage? So she starts laughing for a good like 5-10 minutes, 15 seconds, but you know, I exaggerated. 5-10 minutes, she done laughs and she was just like, she don't kiss and tell. And I'm like, well, clearly when you mad, the truth serum comes out. But we'll get to that later on in the end of the episode. So she just laughed and said she don't kiss and tell, but that lets us know. Y'all done consummated the marriage. Y'all done fucked. Y'all done had sex. Congratulations. Good for you, Lindsay. You got one off, Mark. What were you thinking? But anywho, so they done consummated the marriage and they sit down and talk about the day before. Lindsay's excuse about all that went down on the plane and after the plane and shit on the bus ride to probably their hotel room and shit. She said she was tired. And I'm just like, it's funny, Lindsay, you say that because that's exactly what you said on the after party of the first damn episode when you and Mark got married about you being drunk and stuff and acting all crazy at the wedding ceremony, cocktail hour and reception. You said you was tired, but we all knew you were drunk because there was a comment on the damn limo saying how you done drink 2 bottles of wine. Because your bridesmaid, whatever, she said something and you was like, I think she told her, Lindsay, to act calm, cool, natural, whatever. Lindsay was just like, well, I wish she would have said that 2 bottles ago. So, Lindsay, you wasn't tired for your wedding. You was drunk. And now you want to say you was tired on the plane ride, all that stuff. But Mark don't let you know, and let us know. You had 3 bottles of wine. Lindsay, I am concerned. 3 bottles of wine? So, you alcoholic. I don't know who drinks more, you or Virginia from season 12. But either way, 3 bottles of wine. And you drank 2 bottles before the wedding? Just because they don't got as much alcohol percentage as like liquor. 3 bottles though? Like, you can still get drunk, girl. We're gonna move on to Jasmina and Michael. So, they talk about the little disagreement they had last week about the whole overthinking or conflict crap that Michael done said that made Jasmina get up and walk away to go take a shower. So they go discuss it over breakfast that morning on day 3 of marriage. And Michael said he noticed there was some distance and his thing is he's just afraid of not putting his all into the marriage. So that's why he thinks he overthinks things a little bit. And Jasmina tells him like why she's kind of like apprehensive of when he says stuff like that because of what his sisters done told her about him. So he agrees that he does overthink things, but that's because he takes this whole situation seriously. He takes marriage seriously and being in the relationship seriously. And he's like, he takes it seriously because he doesn't want to ruin it. But Jasmina rebuttals and says, well, you are going to ruin it if you keep overthinking it. So he kind of doesn't really have nothing to say about that because it goes on to the next scene. But while I do understand by overthinking things too much may be bad in a sort of sense in Jasmina's eyes, but at the same time, not overthinking, not even thinking at all, isn't good either. So you just have to find a nice balance in between that. So I see both sides, but I feel like they're just both of them are like very extreme on each side. So both of y'all need to take it down a notch. Y'all really both need to take it down a notch. But we move on to Alyssa's to Alyssa and her lips. She wondering why and how this happened to her. And I'm just like, girl, you signed up for this thing, so this is why it's happening to you. Listen, you don't have to accept this. First off, you didn't even have to apply for Married at First Sight in the first place. I don't know why your mama and your friends don't let you get on this show knowing you was about to act a damn fool. But girl, you did this to yourself. Chris talking about he haven't given up hope yet. And I'm just like, why not? The girl don't even want to sleep in the same not even a bed, same bedroom as you. We're going to get to her a little bit later. But Chris, I don't know why you're trying to keep out hope for Alyssa and her lips. Day one didn't teach you nothing yet. The first night didn't teach you nothing yet about Alyssa and her lips. Chris, we really being this desperate to try to make it work with Alyssa and her lips? It has to go both ways, Chris. It can't just be your way of trying to make it work and that. No, it has to go both ways. I know you're trying to be like Jamie and Doug from season 1, but for goodness sakes, at least Jamie done tried it out for the whole relationship. She didn't act like this. So it ain't the same, Chris. Let it go. Move on. Alyssa, I don't know why you still here. You're not even trying for shit. You don't, bitch. We're gonna get to her later on in the review. We're gonna get to her later. Okay, moving on. We get to Noi. She let us know they ain't consummated the marriage yet. And she's still, she's having very strong feelings for Steve, no jobs. And she wouldn't be surprised if they consummated the marriage sooner rather than later. And I'm just like, girl, yeah, you just, all right. I'm kind of looking at Noi with a side eye because I'm just like, girl, you falling quick. You're falling very quick. But Steve mentioned camping. Maybe they could go camping or whatnot. And Noi is just like, no. Steve was like, oh, what? No, why not? So Noi doesn't like to do anything in the outside. She don't like to be sleeping outside. She likes to, places that have showers and bathrooms. He's like, yeah, there's campsites that have showers and bathrooms. And she's like, it's not the same though. She doesn't want to do nothing that pertains to sleeping outside. Now listen, I know he looking at her some type of way and stuff, like he disappointed and stuff because he likes to do adventurous shit like that. But now, I'm like, I'm going to have to kind of agree with Noi. Because for me personally, I don't do that. Now, there's certain activities I'm going to do. I remember back in my middle school days, I would go to my cousin's house. They had a big trampoline in the backyard. And it was nighttime. It was a nice cool breeze. You know what I'm saying? So, we jumping on the trampoline and then we would just all lay on the trampoline and just look at the stars and whatnot. And it was a pretty cool night. Now, would I sleep there for the whole night? Hell no. I watch too many scary stories on YouTube. I hear too much things that be happening in the news. You ain't gonna catch me sleeping. I'm not sleeping outside, even in my backyard with not in no tent, not in no on the tramp. No. Steve, you could take you and your camping ass. We could camp in the house, in the living room. Okay? Put the fan on. Put the AC down low so I can feel like I'm outside in a blizzard. We in the house, doors locked, windows locked, alarm system on. No, absolutely not. Sorry, I don't do outside. I don't do no wood stuff. I ain't gonna go on no hikes. No. So I can understand what Noi was about that, but I feel like she's more of a non-adventurous type of person other than myself. Because I remember there was on the balcony, she was talking about like, oh my gosh, we're so high. This is like scary. Me, no. I'm afraid of heights, but I do like to be like on the highest floor possible in the hotel room. So me and Nora are not on the same page with that. But as far as camping and all that, it ain't me, bruh. No. So we move on to Elijah one. Sorry for that sidetrack. But I understand where Noi coming from in that aspect. But we move on to Elijah one and Katina. He asking her if he did better cuddling her that previous night than the first night of their marriage in Boston. She is like, hell no. So pretty much she lets us know like homeboy be sweating and stuff, and he sweats a lot. Tells us in a confessional that he need to be going to the doctor to see if he could get some Botox under his armpits and stuff. I'm like, better be that serious, Katina. You do realize men kind of sweat more than us females. Now, I don't know how serious the problem is, but I feel like she's exaggerating. She's being a little dramatic about it. But that's your husband. That's not my husband. So you probably know better than me, Katina. But I feel like you was being a little bit extra with this one. But on a side note, I'm looking at the bed. Maybe it's because of the stain we saw on his boxers two episodes ago. But I seen some like crumbs on the bed. I'm just like, is this like, did y'all eat something before you guys went to sleep the night before? Or like, is this dirty sheets? I don't know. But we're gonna move on. Mark and Lindsay, they go drink tasting, cocktail tasting, something that involves alcohol. The lady making them pina coladas, and Lindsay gets a brain freeze, and she's all dramatic about it. I'm like, Lindsay, even if you did get a brain freeze, you did not have to do all that. Like, you put it on for the show. But they talk about their past relationships, and Mark's pretty much been shitted on by his previous relationships. And Lindsay notices that he's a people pleaser and never puts himself first. So she wants to help be that stability for him and help him to, I guess, put himself first and do things for him and all that stuff. So that's cute and everything, but we're gonna see you're not gonna feel the same way later on in the episode. We move on to Noy and Steve. They have a picnic. And Noy lets the producers know. I guess the producers asked her a question, and she said she feels like she fallen in love with Steve, so she goes sit down next to Steve and lets him know. Homeboy was like, okay. He said he got, strong feelings for her, but it's not like he in love with her and stuff. It's only been 3 days, girl. And I'm just like, he got a point. Because when he said, okay, she just looking like, wait, what? Because I guess she was expecting him to say, I love you too, or, I'm falling in love with you too, or whatever. Girl. No, you already told us that you be going across the whole damn world to be with men and all that stuff. Listen, we know you wear your heart on your sleeve and you be falling in love so damn quick. But listen, Steve's just not that kind of guy. Maybe if you told him you like to go camping, he'll probably be falling in love with you. But you don't want to go camping. You don't want to do these adventurous activities he be talking about. So, of course, that probably makes him hesitate a little bit. But, girl, it's been 3 days. And you falling in love? Listen, I understand this is married at first sight, guys. But 3 days? You already falling in love? Do you even know his favorite color? What's his favorite movie? Do you know his grandma's name? I don't know any of my grandma-in-law's name either. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. We ain't talking about me. We talk about her. Do you know any of this? Do you know like his immediate family's name by first and last name? No way. How you already fall in love? I digress. So we move on. Because she don't like what she hears. So we're going to move on. We'll get to them again later. We get to Katina and Elijah Wan. They go to the gym to work out. Elijah Wan is like a freaking personal trainer on steroids, pushing her so hard. Katina look like she don't want to work out for shit because she just going slow like, I don't want to do this, especially for activity. But, she going with the flow for her husband. He taking it serious, saying, oh, this is his element and not to disrespect it. And I'm just like, nigga, so every place you go is your element? The strip club and now the gym? What's next? Nigga, get your asshole out of here. But he's going tough on her, saying, no, don't do it like this. Do it like this. You better not drop this. This is... Relax. Katina and me are looking at him the same, like, nigga, who the hell you talking to like that? So she's like, she don't like that shit. And if she was in her 20s, she would have cried. And I'm like, I can't even say you better than me because I probably would feel some type of way. I don't know if I would have said something, but at the same time, I ain't working out with you again. That'll be the first and the last time I work out with you. I'm surprised she didn't say nothing on camera. Oh, I'm surprised she didn't say nothing to him right then and there on camera. But okay, Katina, I see you trying to hold your composure and stuff, but girl, we move on. Chris set up an activity for him and Alyssa. Why the hell he's still trying to do stuff with Alyssa, I don't know. But he set up the activity for them to go paddle boarding. And Chris asks, keeps falling off. Alyssa keeps laughing at him. Not with him. At him. I'm just like, why Alyssa still on my screen? I don't understand. So after they do the little paddle boarding exercise, they sit down and talk. And it's just so awkward because it's like such long silent notes. Like they'll just say like something and then they'll just go blank like this. Literally crickets. Like you hear the clock tick-tocking? That's exactly how silent and awkward it was with them. But he tells her he thinks she's a cool person. How he figured that out and how he thinks of this of Alyssa, I don't realize how. I don't see what cool of a person she is I didn't think she was a cool person from when she was hanging out with her friends and her mama telling them that she was getting married at first sight. I didn't see none of that. So the fact that he thinks she's a cool person, I'm like, Chris, why are you lying to this girl? Now you the one lying. She's like, oh, thanks. No, he lied to you, girl. He just trying to make conversation. Chris, you shouldn't even have lied in the first place, but whatever. Alyssa don't let him know that the experts didn't do this right, and that's why she's upset. So it's not his fault, it's the experts' fault. And I'm just like, nah, girl, it's actually your fault because you're the one who signed up for this, and because you didn't get your Brad Pitt or your Chad or your Ryan from season 13. So you upset because it's Chris and not Ryan from season 13. So it's really your fault because you're the one coming into this with negative reactions to not getting what you thought and expected. Have you not seen the damn show? You think, let's be honest, guys, all right? Can we be real? Like, everybody, if we look at all 14 seasons, okay, everybody ain't no 10. Okay? People are not even a 9. We got average Joe Schmoes on here. Okay? Average looking people. We don't got no Beyonce's here. Okay? We don't got no Chris Browns allegedly before he done did them things that got his face sunk in it. Okay, we're not gonna go there. We ain't Chris Brown from 2005, 2006. Okay, we don't got no Kelly Rowland. Okay, we don't got no Tank. Okay, we got average Joe Schmo, average Americans. So Alyssa, I don't know what you was expecting coming to this show. Think he was gonna get what's a white guy name that's attractive other than Brad Pitt? What's his name? Channing Tatum. Is he still alive? Listen, we don't got none of that. Okay, we got average Joe Schmoes. Chris is a realtor. He got some money. He got some bank. Listen. But can you leave already? Cause I'm tired of your ass. I'm really tired. But she talking about she done seen a psychic and they told her she was gonna meet her soulmate. Chris was like, oh yeah, what did they say he was gonna look like? So she's like, they told her he was gonna have some pretty eyes and an ego tattoo. And Chris was just like, well, he doesn't plan on getting a tattoo of an ego anytime soon, so he don't know. And I'm like, Chris, she not even talking about you, bro. Like, what you talking about getting? You considering getting an ego tattoo because she said that shit? Chris, if you don't get your desperate ass off this damn show, Alyssa, if you don't get your shallow, trifling, Botox ass lips off this damn show, I'm tired of both of y'all at this point. Chris, I'm tired of you because you're trying to make fetch happen and it's not going to happen. Alyssa, I'm tired of you because you're just a bitch. You're just a bitch. But we're going to move on. We're going to get to Michael and Jasmina. They go in the pool and whatnot, and Jasmine asking Michael's how his last relationships ended. Pretty much he let us know his past relationships done ended because he didn't put his 100% all into it, and because he overthinks things too much. So Jasmine asking him like, why do you overthink things too much? She's still on this, and I'm just like, why are you harping on this too much? Granted, like I said like a few minutes ago, I understand why you think overthinking things is bad. Yes, technically it can be bad, but at the same time, not thinking at all isn't good either. So he's just like, with all the death that he's had in his life, it causes him to overthink things, I guess, in the aspect that he's always bracing himself for what can happen because of all the death that's happening in his life. So Jasmina lets him know, oh, so, some people, they think the opposite and they live their life to the fullest. But she can understand why he thinks like that, but it's not a good thing. And I'm like, Jasmina, you my girl, you pretty and everything. I was ranting and raving about you when I first seen you on episode 1. But at the same time, I'm like, this is not. I wouldn't have said that. Because she kind of was like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. But like, at the same time, you can't be overthinking things. Like, girl, I feel like she's very unsympathetic with Michael. Like, that was the time for like him telling you that, Jasmine. That was the time I felt like you guys could have connected and kind of resembled each other in the fact that you two may not have dealt with death, but you lost your mom because she done left. You lost your dad because he done left, even though you're probably going to visit him when you go to Jamaica for your birthday trip. But at the same time, it's like you're kind of just overlooking the tragedy in his life. And I didn't like that from Jasmine at all. And yes, while some people may look at that as like, okay, let me live my life to the fullest. But you got to also realize some people take that to heart. Like if he's really close with his mom, like he said, of course that's going to affect him. His brother died when he was damn 6. He was 6, Jasmine. Are you serious right now? I feel like she's not even trying to sympathize with him at all, but just staying focused on the fact that he overthinks. Like, Jasmine, I felt like that was a moment for you guys to connect because you guys both dealt with traumatic experiences when you guys were both young, but you just chose to overlook that and just focus on the overthinking. Like, Jasmina, there's a reason why you single too and that you came on this show too, so don't even forget that. Okay? Listen, I might like Jasmine and all that stuff, talk all this stuff that I liked her and stuff from episode 1, but that doesn't mean I can't check her for doing stuff that I don't agree with myself. So we move on to Chris and Alyssa again. I don't know why. So I guess everybody get on the bus. Okay. Chris and Alyssa, they still not sitting next to each other on the bus. Whatever. That's to be expected at this point. And Elijah one lets us know that Lindsay done apologized to him in his DMs, even though he said she didn't have to, but she did. Probably because Mark done told her to. And the group goes on a boat trip together. And Mark, because Elijah one asked, did anybody consummate the marriage? Mark and Lindsay didn't say they consummated the marriage, but by the way, they was laughing and acting all giddy and whatnot. Everybody done figured out they consummated the marriage. Steve done said Noy wants to keep that stuff personal. They haven't consummated the marriage, but even when they do, Noy doesn't want to let it be known that they consummated the marriage. And I'm just like, you know what? Whatever at this point. I feel like Noy will let us know because she already fallen in love with the nigga, so I'm pretty sure she will let us know they consummated the marriage. And for those people that don't want to, I'm just like, there's no point in coming on this show and then you don't want to at least say, okay, we done had sex. It's stupid to me. But whatever, to each their own. The group, the guys split up and the girls split up so they could talk. They all explaining how their marriage is going so far. Whatnot. Steve think it's weird that Nori kind of is falling in love with him, and he doesn't really feel the same way. Michael is experiencing he's overthinking things, and Jasmine is questioning a lot of it. Chris, I don't think he really says anything. Mark is just kind of like, she just does a little too much, and for me, it's kind of like turning him off about it. I think Elijah wanted this. Elijah wanted to let us know his trifling ass that he was testing Katina at the gym. He was pushing her to see if she would speak up, and she did. So he loves that she spoke up. He loves his wife for that. And I'm just like, what the hell type of test is this, Elijah? Really? So that's how you're gonna test your wife to see her breaking point? What logic is that? Because I'm sure if roles were reversed, you wouldn't like your wife to do that to you. So why the hell are you doing it to her? This testing shit that people be doing is stupid. The real test is when actual issues come up. Like, I can't give examples, but when actual real life happens, that's the real test. Not this stupid test of you pushing her out of damn gym. She still look good. I don't think Katina be going to the gym like that, but she still look good, even though she don't. Testing her to see if she's gonna speak up to you. Why? And if she didn't, then what? Would there be an issue, or would you just try to continue to mold her to what you want her to be, like your brother done said to her at the reception of the wedding? Don't think I forgot that, Elijah Wan. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself, homeboy. Anywho, we're not doing that. Anywho, we get to the females. They talking. Lindsay said she already loved Mark. They're like, oh my gosh, she loved Mark. She said yes. Whatever. Alyssa was saying something we really didn't care. Lindsay was like, so like, are you guys like staying together? Like, what's going on? Alyssa was like, well, I don't want to talk. We're gonna move on for this. I don't want to talk about this no more. Like, Alyssa, we wasn't listening to you anyway. But Lindsay was explaining something that done happened to her with her ex-boyfriend or something, and Katina was annoyed, rolling her eyes and leaning back. Well, leaning back, and she just got up and walked away because I guess she was annoyed. Alyssa goes down with her and is just like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But Katina was like, nah, I gotta stay where I gotta stay. So Alyssa told her to sit on the other side. So she goes back, sits on the other side of Lindsay. Lets Lindsay know how she feel. Saying, I can't say word for word what she done said, but she's just like, you can't just be doing all this and all that stuff that may happen in your past. You entice that with your behavior, blah, 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 blah. Lindsay was like, well, that's rude. Katina was like, well, you're rude. So Katina was annoyed, and she's like, I can't do this. She gets up and leave. And Lindsay, when it goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect, and Lindsay starting to tear up. I'm like, Lindsay, please don't even start this shit again. Please don't even start this again. Jasmina says it in a nice way, I guess, of what Katina was trying to say. And Jasmina was like, well, you're a nice person. I don't want you to think you're not a nice person. And then Lindsay is like, well, obviously she doesn't think so. Obviously I'm not. And I'm just like, Lindsay, please, girl, I don't got the patience, the passions for your Karenism. So the girls and the guys get back together on the boat. Lindsay is upset, obviously. And I guess she done told Mark, but Mark was like, you know what? It is what it is. You just gotta learn to not say everything that you think or whatever. He didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. And I guess Lindsay didn't like what he had to say. But Mark ain't wrong. Lindsay, you think you can just say anything to anybody, and that is not the case. Clearly, Katina is not the one. Elijah Wong, he crazy. So, I mean, I guess he is, but he's not the same. We don't care about Elijah Wong like that. Anywho, so she didn't like what Mark done had to say, but it is what it is. We're going to move on from that. They play a game called Never Have I Ever, obviously. I feel like they did this last season. I don't know about the season before, but this ain't nothing new to Married at First Sight. So we found out that Jasmina done been arrested. Steve done cheated. We know Elijah Wan done cheated. And Elijah Wan had a threesome. Then Elijah Wan proceeds to ask interesting questions. He asked that has anyone messed with like more than one person in the same family? Everybody's looking at him like, what? Like, no, what are you talking about? He lets us know he done messed with a mama and her daughter. Not at the same time, but he did pick both of them up at the train station or something, and they both knew by the time he picked them up. And I'm just like, so did they both get in the car with you when you picked them up, even though they both knew that you had sex with both of them? Is this where the threesome comes into play, Elijah? What is... Okay. Weird flex, but okay. Then he asks, so everybody here, like, are you guys against threesomes or whatnot? And they're all pretty much like, yeah, threesomes is kind of like off limits, bro. And then he's just like, oh, okay. And Jasmine was like, yeah, it's off limits. And he was like, oh, okay. Because, if my wife offered, why would I say no? If she don't want it, then that's cool too. But like, if she's gonna ask me, do I want to have sex with this other girl and her? Like, why would I say no? Everybody's looking like, nigga, what is you talking about right now? Everybody's giving him the awkward face like, Katina, that's your husband, girl. Elijah, was this the right place to say, like, What was the point of all this? Why were you saying this? Why can't you talk with your wife about this one on one or with the guys one? Like, really? I mean, it's entertaining for us because we watching it, but I'm just like, you could have kept this, Elytron. You really could have kept this. But we move on to Steve and Noy. They have dinner, and Steve explains that he's still learning her, so that's why he's not in love with her yet, per se. Noy's still kind of upset, and I'm just like, Noy, just because you move so quickly in 2.5 seconds doesn't mean the guy is going to move quickly in 2.5 seconds either, just because you guys both got married at first sight. You move across countries to be with a guy. Steve drives across states to just be with himself. Relax. So they both talk about them cheating in their previous relationships. They both kind of have the same story and scenario. They just thought it was okay, but then when they seen how their significant other reacted, they vowed to themselves they will never do it again. Okay, whatever. We move on to Jasmina. She done explain. How did I miss this? Oh, okay. No, I thought I missed the part. Anywho, so Jasmina lets us know. Earlier in that morning, her and Michael were talking, and Michael is upset with her because he believes she done cut him off on the boat when he was explaining that they haven't consummated the marriage and they've only been together like 3 days. So I guess they do a flashback. Pretty much she was like, it's only been like, what, 3 days? So I guess he asked her a question, but I guess she didn't really answer his question, but then proceeded to just talk and put her perspective on things. So I guess he took that as her cutting him off. So I could, even though she didn't cut him off, technically, if you want to be technical about it, but I guess he was expecting her to just answer him and that was it and let him finish what he had to say. But at the end of the Michael, like, y'all two, what is this? This is petty shit. But he was upset with her for cutting him off. He wants an apology. And I'm just like, bruh. It's not that serious. She didn't cut you off, bro. And if I wish the producers could have just played a clip for them right then and there to show that he didn't do it. But Michael, this is petty shit. But Jasmine are really upset about it. I'm just like, both of y'all just need to take. Can I say this on camera? I probably can't even say it. Y'all both need to take an Eddie and just relax. Both of y'all. Y'all both need to take the edge off at this point. Because both of you guys are just like up here going at it, clashing for stupid shit. This is not even real arguments that should be happening. I can't wait for y'all to see when a real issue arises, how y'all gonna handle it. Because if you handling petty shit like this, what's gonna happen when bigger shit comes to play? Because now she annoyed. She's saying she's not feeling him no more. And she doesn't want to be in a marriage with him. And I'm like, well, you chose to be on Married at First Sight. What else you want me to say? Moving on. Elijah and Katina, they go out to lunch. Katina explains what happened with her and Lindsay. And Elijah Wan loves the fact that she was still defending him even though he wasn't there. And all that stuff. And, saying he appreciates his wife and stuff. I'm like, but yeah, you testing her at the gym. Okay, but he said he don't want to focus to be on all that. And Katina brings up what had happened the day before with Elijah Wan talking about threesomes. So she lets him know it didn't bother her, but she ain't trying to share her man. She doesn't like to share. And he's like, okay, cool. That's fine. Listen, I don't got 2 rings on. I don't got 2 women. I got 1 ring. That means I got 1 woman. That's it. She's his wife. And, excuse me, he love her and stuff. Talking about, I love you, girl. He deleted his whole Instagram for her and shit. And he wants to grow more in love with her. It's not about the sex, about growing that intimacy together. And then get into the intimacy of sex and shit. So he trying to go about it the right way and shit. And she just, I don't know if she eating it up, but I'm just like, you taking in all this he's saying and you really believe all this, Katina? Okay, we're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna let the season ride out, but I'm just like, been heard that, this ain't nothing new, Elijah Wan, but we're gonna see how it goes between y'all two. Moving on to Chris and Alyssa on her lips. They have lunch and Chris lets us know they're gonna go snoobuding. Yeah, I was just like, yeah, Krista, you're a nerd. Big time, big time, big time nerd. But it's okay. Because Alyssa's a bitch. So Alyssa lets him know she gonna watch from the sidelines, but she ain't gonna be doing it. And Chris was like, okay, that's cool and whatever. So they go outside to where he gonna be he gonna be doing the snoo budding. And he takes off his shirt and whatnot, and Alyssa's just looking and makes a comment in the confessional that, oh, this is the first time she's seeing Chris with his shirt off, and she's not gonna say anything to his feelings, but he's not her type. And I'm just like, Alyssa, the way that you were standing with your hands on your hips, with your body type, I'm pretty sure you're not Brad Pitt's, Channing Tatum's type either. So you want to be a bitch, but he does his little activity. He's in his element and all happy and whatnot. She walk away, goes to eat some salad or lunch, whatever, to help that little double chin of hers. I know I got one myself, but with attitude, bitch, like Alyssa on her lips, she trying to eat a salad to reduce her double chin, and tells the producer. She talks to the producer more than she talked to Chris. To be honest, if you want to think about it, tells them that she's upset with her mom because she doesn't want to be next to Chris, and her mom told her to pretty much suck it up, Buttercup, and not display herself as a bad person. But she's such a nice person, and she's not being a bad person and displaying herself wrong. And then it starts giving her little Karen crying tears because she doesn't want to be next to Chris. She went on the paddleboarding activity with him because she didn't have to be that caused them not to be right next to each other. But if she were to go the stupid snoo buddy thing, she would have been right next to him, and she does not want to be right next to him at all. And she's just stuck there in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and she's not happy. And she just doesn't know what to do. And at that same time, Chris is walking to her, and she's just so distraught and tells the producers don't even bring Chris anywhere near close to her. She doesn't want Chris next to her, and for them to keep him over there. And this whole time, I'm like, shut the fuck up, you stupid Karen bitch. You and your Botox lips. Seriously, Alyssa, get the fuck out of here. It must be so horrible that you're in San Juan, Puerto Rico for free on Married at First Sight that you signed up for, knowing you could have been matched with anyone. Alyssa, get the fuck off my screen, you stupid bitch. Yes, I am cussing her out because she is annoying. It has to be the worst person of all 14 seasons, and that says so much. Because we've seen some trifling ass people on all these seasons that's done. Alyssa is the worst. The worst. All these people done tried. I don't know. No. Sorry. No, she's the worst. Because even, what's that one guy from that season with, I don't remember the girl's name. She is the worst. Absolute worst. I cannot stand her. I hope I don't see her after next episode, because I know she's gonna be on next episode. Listen, I don't need this again. I don't need to go through a whole 20 damn episodes with her on it. I really don't. Because she's doing the absolute most. The absolute most. But we move on to Noi and Steve. They're in the pool. Steve calls Noi hot. He thinks she looking good or whatever in the water because, they don't got no clothes on, barely. And they touching and shit, kissing and shit, laughing and shit. She asks all these kitty questions on a scale of 1 to 100, how much do you like our kissing and all that stuff. So pretty much, she asked another question about on a scale of 1 to 100. He's like, it's in between 50 and 100. He ain't trying to play with her. He just trying to see what they gonna be doing that night. Anywho, she says in a confessional, no, not says. She cries in a confessional. A lot of crying this season, I've noticed. But she's crying in a confessional, saying she loves that she has the opportunity to love again. And Steve is love to her. And I'm just like, oh, okay. What you're showing me right now, knowing you gonna be that clingy bitch. You gonna be that clingy. You already falling in love with the nigga. I can only imagine when you guys actually have sex, how you gonna be. You seem like a clingy bitch. I'm not trying to call you a bitch, but you seem like one of those clingy type of girlfriends, or wife in this case. Oh, okay. But then again, Steve, no jobs. You know, he don't got no job. So, but I feel like first off, she feeling this type of way for after 3 damn days. When they have sex, she really gonna be like, oh my gosh, like he's perfect. And I feel like if he were to get like a legit job that making good money, she really gonna be like, oh my gosh, impregnate my ovaries now. We're gonna move on to Jasmine and Michael. Now they having dinner. They talk about and discuss what happened earlier that morning. Jasmina said she's sorry he felt that way, but Michael, he's like, that's not an apology because you're not really saying sorry. So they get into an argument. I don't got time for them. It goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect, and Michael said he don't accept her apology, and Jasmina just like his delivery is aggressive. He can't be doing stuff like that. Michael actually apologizes, and Jasmina kind of accepts the apology. I'm just like, okay, we're gonna see how this plays out for the rest of the honeymoon. I don't got time for y'all because y'all stuff can easily be resolved if y'all both stop being so extreme on each other side. Y'all going head for head. Like this is a battlefield. Like y'all married. Like figure it out, compromise. Actually talk it out. Like both on both sides. It's not even Michael. It's not even Jasmina. Both of y'all just need to calm down, take it Eddie, and really talk it out without feeling so strong on one other side, like of the spectrum. We move on to Mark and Lindsay. They having dinner. Now, I don't know what the hell Mark was trying to say. He's saying she could be a bit much, and he wants it to go slow. He didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. Lindsay, me, and America was not really understanding what Mark was really trying to say, but at the same time understanding what he was trying to say. And Lindsay took offense to it, of course, because she takes offense to anything that goes against with how she feels and whatnot. She's like, well, if you want me to go back, I could go way back. Gets the attitude talking about he be clogging the toilet and shit and farting in bed and shit. And I'm just like, girl, he's a man and shit. Like, y'all been together 3 days, so he's been clogging the toilets all these 3 days? Or are you just exaggerating, like how you exaggerated when you had the brain freeze from the pina colada? Because I know that ain't your first pina colada. So, of course, she upset, and she's like, she gonna go to bed, gets up and leave. Goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. And she's just calling him all this stuff like he's so stupid. He's such an idiot. And I'm just like, Lindsay, and you're such a drunkard. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, all y'all annoying me on this episode. And I don't know what's wrong with all y'all. I really don't. But they go back to the room. And Lindsay's like, she just don't want to talk to Mark. She don't want to deal with him right now. She's furious. They get into an argument. And she tells Mark to leave. He done left. And Lindsay ends off that scene calling him a stupid idiot. And I'm just like, so you're upset that he wants to slow down. While granted, I understand this is married at first sight. So how much slowing down do you really want? At the same time, he just kind of apprehensive because of you acting like a damn fool. Especially on that damn plane to Puerto Rico. San Juan. Lindsay, get over yourself. Mark, use your words. We move on to Elijah Wong. He brings Katina to the hotel room. He got roses on the table that spell out KD because he's like, you ain't K, whatever her maiden last name is. You now Katina Dickerson. And she didn't say nothing about that. He brings her to the bed. There's roses and shit on it. And he's speaking sweet nothings to her, whatnot. And she just eating it up, thinking it's so sweet and cute and romantic. And Elijah one gives her a foot rub. She's just like, oh my gosh, she's like in heaven. Tells us in the confessional she falling in love. She crying. And I'm just like, is she for real crying? And then I think she tried to pretend like she wasn't, but she kind of really was. And I'm just like, for real, Katina? Really? This is all it takes? But okay, that's your husband. You gonna stick beside him for these next 8 weeks. We're gonna see after 8 weeks. I don't know. But listen, he closed the door and I'm just like, yeah, they probably gonna consummate the marriage that night. They probably gonna fuck. And that's where the episode ends. What's this episode called again? It's not a short thing. It's really not. With all these 5 couples, they making my head hurt. And I feel like I said this last season on the honeymoon. Y'all doing the most. Doing the absolute most. What do you guys think? Please let me know. Let me know if I'm tripping. But yeah. My temperaments and my emotions was just all over the place this episode. But let me know what you think. Thank you guys for watching me. Bye.